everyone, welcome back to my channel. In celebration of Christmas, I'm actually going to go ahead and put together a Christmas gift. Well, I'm going to create a Christmas gift, but this is kind of a substitution. So I have here a picture frame from the Dollar Tree. As I told you in my opening video, I bought the Twinkle Tea products. So here is some nice, beautiful holographic glitter. That's not going to focus. That I'm going to use. Got a little tray. I think I'm going to put the glue in this. I have a Christmas card that my mom sent to me. And then I have some vellum that I just printed out the words Merry Christmas on. And I did one on the left and one on the right. Just kind of want to play around with it. And most importantly, I have my beautiful crystal katana to keep control on my little glitters. I have a huge thing of foam applicator, double-sided. This will be the first time I'm actually doing glue on this, so I don't have all my supplies unpacked yet, so I'm hoping this will work. And I'm using Tacky Glue. And with any luck, the sequin or my large glitters will actually stay on my frame. So the one thing I did not get was my tools to take my frame apart. Thankfully, they are pulled up enough to where I don't have to use my nails. Take the back off. Set this aside. Take the paper out. Just go ahead and throw that away. Note to self, find a trash can. Go ahead and take the glass out. Try and do this without breaking it. And we're going to work with just this. Now I'm going to go ahead and tuck these guys back in, these little metal pieces, so I don't ruin my very expensive and highly sought after placemat here. Yes, it's gift wrapping paper. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue here in the middle. I'm not sure I want to. Let me just try. And then I'm going to take some sequins and go ahead and just put it in the lid so I don't lose them all and make a mess. And let's try and get started. Oh, the color on this is Alcoholo. It's kind of a brownish. Try and keep it down here where the light is, but it's kind of a brownish gold. And of course it does the whole rainbow, but it's from a shade of brown, which I thought would go well with this metallic color. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of glue down. We're gonna try it this way and see if I can work fast enough that the glue doesn't dry. And take this just to spread it out. And I'm trying to keep it just on that metal there. Like crystal katana, pick up one of my pieces, and then I'm going to line these pieces up. All I'm wanting to do is just to add a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of extra shine to this picture frame. I think it's going to dress it up so well. And I'm sure there's 500 different examples of this being done, but this one's mine. And this one's the way that I'm doing it. And I don't think I've actually seen people placing individual pieces of glitter. On one before. I'm telling you guys, if you do work with gems or sequins or anything like that, and you don't have one of these crystal katanas, you really should look into it. I have had mine for about a year now, and I just cannot imagine doing my little arts and crafts things without it. I love how it's got your little wax tip. It just easily picks it up. You very gently lay it down, and then I just spin it around, and I can use that little metal tip and put as much pressure or as little pressure as I want just to secure it in place. I don't know how you guys got into little crafts like this, but I know me, I actually, true story, and it was actually something I had sent to the Crystal Ninja asking her if she wanted me to tag her if I ever used her product. And she said absolutely. Well, not really absolutely, but she said yes. And I was telling her, well, not over the phone or anything, but through Messenger, that I actually got into these little glittery arts and crafts things because of her. Because I'm really into all things sparkly, as you guys can tell. And I volunteered with the American Legion Riders for a while, and my husband was driving the motorcycle. So we would go do special projects and community service and what have you. Just riding on his motorcycle. I've been in a couple of parades. It was really, really neat. And so I finally got my own bike. And I know I'm saying "and" a lot, but I got my own bike. I saw that this woman had put Swarovski crystals all over, like, all the chrome pieces on a bike. And it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. And then come to find out, she created this crystal katana. And I went, okay, well, I want to do that, because there's no way I could, at this point in my life, afford to hire someone of her skill level to do the fantastic job that she does on my bike. But I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and learn how to do this myself. But then I got scared of putting something that permanent on my bike, and I was afraid that I would, when I put it together, that it would just look horrible, and I was worried about my placement. I had a lot of self-doubts. So I think I'm gonna put this a little closer to me. It's not too bad. But I had a lot of self-doubt, and so I started trying to figure out ways to practice. So how can I work on my placement without actually spending all that kind of money on Swarovski crystals, which is what you really want to do on a motorcycle, you know, because it's with the proper type of glue that can handle being washed and go through the rain and what have you. I mean, obviously you don't want to go riding through the salt in the snow and all that kind of stuff, but there we go. Just kind of work in small little places is what she taught. I watch her videos from time to time too, where she gives you tips on how to do your placement. And she actually said that she taught that whenever she has people do interviews, that she has them use glitter to test their placement. I have no idea how well my placement is. This is actually the first time I'm doing it. I'd actually been working with just these little fake crystal gems before, and so far I've only really done stuff like name tags and for friends at work, and I did like a Hello Kitty. The thought was I could color with the gems, but the problem is that the gems that I have, I don't have any that are small enough to fill in the little gaps in between. And in all honesty, I don't think that my glitter control, well, sometimes it is, doesn't quite fit square. I don't know if I've got good enough control on these, but it's looking pretty good. And I think that whenever it dries, when the glue finishes dries, this will be really, really pretty. But here's the challenge. It is Wednesday before Christmas, 2018, and I will be going to visit family Saturday before Christmas. So that doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to get this whole thing worked out. Get the whole thing actually covered. Put a little more glue in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get a little puddle here so I can pull from it. It may end up drying out before I get to all of it. So I'm just filling in with trying to get all the way to that edge. I'm not going to go around the edge of it because the person I'm making this for is not super flashy, which is why I was going with a more, a little more muted color. But when I come in, when I do the editing on this, I'll try and zoom in where I'm doing the placing. And I'm sorry, I know this is actually my second video. It may not be the second one that I'm releasing, but this is the second video I'm recording. Who knows how much time it's going to take me to edit this, but I really am enjoying sharing this stuff with you guys. It's kind of nice when okay, that's a little too dry. But when it dries just a little bit, it gets a little bit sticky, just a tiny sticky. And it doesn't like go over the edge of it. Kind of like it. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that hollow glistening? Let's see if I can bring this up a little closer. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice little sparkle. So I'm gonna just keep doing this. I don't know how to change the focus on my camera, so hopefully it'll be okay. And I think, because this next bit is going to be probably just being fast forwarded because y'all aren't going to sit here and watch me do this for hours and hours on end. But I think I may just turn on a Christmas movie and just keep going too. Okay guys, I hope there's not too much of a difference in the video quality. I have had to swap out my cameras because the battery in my other one died and I did not realize. But I went ahead and continued and put the sequins all the way around the outside of this. So now I'm going to just dispose of that, and I hope you can see this because I can't see my screen at all. But this is the alcoholo that I used from Twinkle Tea, and that is just mesmerizing. Like I said, it's a nice chocolatey holographic glitter that's just fantastic on the. It turned out very well, I think. So we're going to set this aside now. And what I'm actually going to be doing for a gift is taking a picture and having a quote on it. But for the sake of showing you what I'm doing, I didn't want to use any kind of trademark or personal information. So this is a Christmas card that my mother sent to me. And I printed out a couple of Vellum options in Vellum. These say Merry Christmas. This one is left aligned. This one says Merry Christmas and it is centered. And when I was playing with it earlier, you know, it's just kind of laying it across the top there. And that's okay. It's just a little too plain. Then I turned it this way. And that was kind of exciting. That actually made me have all the nice feels. And then this one, with it centered, I hadn't actually decided. You know, if you put that right above the star. But again, I kind of like the idea of having it centered on the side there. I think that's what I'm going to do. I like how that looks. So it's just having a little quote with your picture. Then, now that I've decided what I'm going to do with it, I just want to make sure. Looks like that card is the perfect size. So just to make sure I have this where I want it to be, let's go ahead and put this against the card. I'm going to use the back here just to trace along the outside, since I'm not actually just doing along the edges. Tracing. Ooh. What do you know? I have to have Sharpie. And look, it's actually Sharpie brand, not sponsored. I'm going to go ahead and put my marks all along the outside, and whenever cutting it, I'm going to be cutting on the inside of these lines, so I'm not worried about them showing, because I want the cut to be smaller than this backing that I'm tracing. And boy, that vellum is very slick, so be sure to hold it tight. Move that holder. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I went to the Dollar Tree and I was looking for picture frames, I had the hardest time finding one. Uh-oh, hopefully that's not gonna be a problem. I had the hardest time finding one that actually has this part to allow it to sit up. And I really wanted that option. All of them had to where you just hang it. I was a little disappointed in that. So now I'm going to take the card. I'm going to set this off to the side. Pull out my handy dandy paper cutter. I love these things. If you don't have one, invest in one. It is the most awesome thing, especially if you're OCD like me. Right here, on the inside of this, there's a little thin wire that tells you exactly where you're going to be cutting. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So I have my mark. I'm lining that wire just to the inside of the mark. And you see, nice, beautiful, straight, perfection. Now I like to make the cuts on the manufactured edges, using the manufactured edges to hold it against it, just to make sure that to ensure that the likelihood that it's actually straight, because you know I can wiggle whenever I'm doing this. Let's line that up again, keeping it straight, keeping it to the inside, and then I push on this little lever here just to make sure that that stays in place. Push that out of the way for now. And now this is the one and only time that I'm using a line from a cut that I have made. And you can see, well, you may not be able to see, but that line that I drew kind of swings out. So that probably means that I cut it incorrectly at some point. But that's okay. It's already cut, it's over, it's done with. It will be covered up, so my OCD will not bother me. And if it tries to, I just push it out of my head. So now I have my glitter. That's the whole point of this thing, is to hold all the glitter on it. I have my paper. I have my vellum paper. I have my card. It looks like it's still a little on the big side. Then I take my picture frame. Now, it's really good to go ahead and hose that thing down with some Windex, vinegar water, whatever you use to clean your mirrors. And remember, we're using fingertips and thumb tips to fold those little metal pieces back. We don't use fingernails. Alright. I'll pick up all the way from the card. I'm hoping that one of my hollow glitters came out. set that right in there. Oh, there I go. See? I use my fingernail. Started feeling the pull. I'm going to take my backing and put that on there. Tuck it in place. There we go. And there it is, guys. I don't know if I should show it to you this way. Or if I should show it to you this way. These little glitters need a little more time to dry because I'm popping them off. I may have to fill in some holes here and there, but if I do that, I've got some toothpicks here, then I'll just fill them in and put the glitter back on it. And that is pretty much that. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. If you have any suggestions for more videos, let me know. I will try and put it into the rotation because I'm telling you, my creativity is going in overdrive. My husband is telling me to write it down. So, if you like what you just saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, click that subscribe button and then click the bell that appears so that YouTube will notify you when I post my next video. And please, tell your friends about my channel. Until next time, be sure to add a little sparkle to every day.